July 29th, 2020. Well, I did an irrigation pass through this corn block here last night, and it's doing really well. The buckwheat cover crop's coming in good. The sunflowers are doing well. The corn is doing pretty well. I do have a little something chewing on leaves here. Don't know what that is yet. I have to go back and look into that. Never had that issue before. I do still have a little bit more weeding to do in here, but overall things are doing pretty good. And you can see this buckwheat is just blowing up. So that's good. And we'll go down and take a look at the tasseling corn here in a sec. So I'll just give a shot of this curve block here. That's doing really well also. Like I said, we have a little less weed pressure in here, so that buckwheat really got a chance to take dominance pretty quickly. And looks like planting those so close together wasn't bad. I think I came through maybe 3 or 4 days after germination and seeded and drilled this to buckwheat. I also planted the sunflowers at the same time, and they're doing well also. I came through last night and gave them an extra dose of foliar feed drench. I gave the sunflowers and the squash both an extra hit. They're a little bit higher nutrient demand, and we are getting late in the season. I want to make sure they get that early growth to happen fast and get established and get out so we can make productivity before we get into cold weather and slow growth. So you can see those are all up and doing well also, and won't be long before this spot will be covered in squash vines. Still got something chewing on these sunflowers. Don't know what it is. It may be the same thing that's chewing on those corn, that last block of corn. I got to look into that a little deeper. I don't know what that is yet. Obviously I irrigated in here as well last night. That's doing well. My friend Ted had given me a one of those like strip sprinklers like you see people use in their yard all the time. And I had set it aside because it doesn't work well with low pressure, and everything I was messing with was low pressure off of the reservoir system up in the barn. But lately I've been irrigating with the foliar pump, and I decided to try this sprinkler again with high pressure. Dancing Waters is the name of this. And if you can get one of these, what an awesome sprinkler. Does a block about 36 feet long and about 25 feet wide, very evenly, very uniformly. And you see the barrel here in the crate. The reason those are here is because I had the crate on top of the barrel last night to set this high enough to keep the coverage that it produces, because otherwise the sprinkler will hit the corn and it'll interfere and reduce the coverage area dramatically. So that works out really well. That means 3 passes with that sprinkler does this 100 foot by 25 foot block, which is excellent. Other stuff I wanted to show, mainly I got the camera out just to show this corn is basically in tassel now and in flower. This has only been a couple of days and it's just blown up with the foliar feed it had, and then of course the irrigation last night. Yeah, look at that pollen falling off. Isn't that beautiful? So here we are, headed for actual sweet corn production very soon. So that's exciting. So I just thought I would get a shot of it as it progresses. And the Incredible should be tasseling in probably another week or so. I think that's a 75-day variety, and I think this is an 83-day variety. So yeah, this will be about a week behind that. And this was also planted 1 day later than that. This is incredible. That's bodacious. This is double standard. This is the second year I've had this seed. Not totally impressed with it, but not totally unimpressed as of yet. It's an heirloom. And then this last planting is bodacious again. And then the two over there are incredible on the top and Silver Queen on the bottom. So I just thought I'd do a quick update on the sweet corn plantings and the cover cropping here. Things are doing well. I guess we'll take a quick look over here, because I know we have germination here of the buckwheat. Oh, that's beautiful, isn't it? I've irrigated this one more time since I planted it 2 nights ago, and then last night we had, boy, if you could even call it a shower. It was just enough to moisten the top of the soil, but actually that works out well with such a shallow seeded set of cover crops. That's just enough to keep that soil moist and help aid that germination. And I think that spawned on this last pop out that made the buckwheat really pop out. I don't see any rye up here yet, but I imagine we will have that up soon. And I guess we'll see if we can see any sunflowers. So just taking a closer look here at the corn. I don't see any sunflowers up yet. They're usually more like 7 days, and the buckwheat tends to be more in the 3 to 5 day range depending on conditions. So we'll look forward to seeing those pop up shortly. But encouraging to see the 3 buckwheat strips taken off. And you can see I got my seeding fairly accurate. So just looking at this last cover crop block, the buckwheat is germinating here as well. Very encouraging. And also that last planting of bodacious sweet corn is up. So that's also encouraging. In order to give that the best opportunity at producing corn this year, I probably will go back with a watering can tonight and just hit this row with a drench of forage foliar, and maybe throw a little sea shield in there just a little extra booster. But exciting to see the cover crops coming in quickly and rolling along through the season. I think we're going to let this flower out this year, and then behind this we're going to put rye, and then we'll roll rye down as a mat and then plant through that next year. So we'll have our mulch in place, and we'll have our soil and our cropping area produce the mulch that it needs, and then it'll be building its own soil, protecting the soil with its own mulch, and then riding that mulch back down to build the next soil layer. We'll successfully plant again next year with rye at the end of the season, if that works out as I think it will, and that'll give us a very nice cover cropping system. No till, plus you get the allelopathic or the weed killing effect of the rye. So you get soil mass building, you get weed protection, you get mulch production, and you get winter cover of the soil. So you're constantly photosynthesizing on that soil as much of the season as you can be, and that's what you really want. That's how you build massive amounts of carbon sequestered in the soil. That's how we save the planet, we save our health, and we build healthier soils all in one shot. Alright, I've babbled on enough for now, I think. Thanks for watching the Pharmacy Seeds Network.